I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '24 Acura Integra
Type S with some kind of launch control.
There we go. Horsepower and torque.
320 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder.
Still does a little bit of that on the launch.
Yeah, so that's 5 extra horsepower on top of the Civic Type R.
So I guess what I really want to find out is this just a Civic badged as an Acura? And is that a bad thing or is it a good thing?
Okay, so should we talk about the exhaust first?
Yes, before looks, I want to talk about it because what they did was remove the resonator.
Yes.
Add a crackle and pop tune.
Only in Sport Plus though.
And get rid of bad pumped-in audio. So let's listen to it from the inside real quick. Let's get down a nice gear.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, okay, and then downshift, nothing there. A little burble.
Definitely crackles.
Yeah, and it's like slightly predictable, but slightly not predictable.
Now I'm gonna put you back into Sport because you won't have it in that mode. Nothing.
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
Good job, Acura team.
Yes, not Honda team, Acura team.
Okay, now to the looks.
Whoa, let's listen to it from the outside. So you can't actually rev it all the way out when it's parked in neutral. You have to do a drive-by. And then when you do the drive-by, it does crackles and pops when you're revving.
So do you like the looks? Did they do a good job of wide bodying an Integra?
They murdered the looks in the best way possible. It looks so good.
Yeah, okay.
I love it.
So let's start with the fender flares. So the front is like molded to the fender and the back is stuck on, but it looks good.
Yes, so I do wish that they had the wider doors like the Civic does. However, these have the regular Integra doors with a little additional kind of flared thing added to it, which does look really good, but it is definitely bolted on.
And we're in white right now. There's a bunch of cool colors. We got that Tiger Eye yellow, no Phoenix.
Tiger Eye Pearl.
Whatever. There's no Phoenix yellow yet, but knowing Honda for the last year, they'll probably add that in.
Acura, yes.
Acura. And we've got the bronze wheels, but you can also get the gunmetal wheels.
Copper Yuri, because they kept correcting us.
Okay, man. It's hard to remember stuff. I'm not Rady, but I did meet him.
Shout out Rady. Anyways, we do have those wheels, but we can't apparently option these in Canada. The default wheels are like a graphite gray, and they still look really good.
And what would be the Continental recommended tire for an Integra Type S?
The Extreme Contact Sport 02.
Okay, looks-wise, there's this one rendering I saw on Instagram, which is perfect what I'd want this to look like, with the white wheels and the yellow, and then the body-colored thing at the very bottom of the front end, make that black. That's my ideal look for an Integra. This one doesn't have a wing like that little render does. Do you mind not having a big wing on here?
I mean, I don't at all, because this is like an adult-y car. It's not a Civic Type R that already exists with a medium-sized wing, and we do have a really nice carbon fiber spoiler, which is very tasteful.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, this is like the adult version of the Type R. Like
Exactly.
The extra adult version.
Yes,
except with a crackle tube.
Yeah. Well, that's the weird part is like, why didn't they add that to the Civic? But I have a feeling it has something to do with regulations and stuff, because this is a North America car only, so they can kind of get away with a little bit more. Whereas the Civic Type
deal
R,
with like Europe stuff or whatever.
Exactly. So thank you, America, for your lax noise regulations.
And it's weird that these aren't in Japan.
Yeah.
Because, Japanese company, but one of the engineers was saying that he gets to drive it around in Japan and people are stoked. So if you're from Japan and you're watching this, leave a comment saying, we want the Type S in Japan.
Yeah, good luck with that, but that's cool that they're able to do some of that stuff. But I'm excited to see what people do in the aftermarket with this car, because it's already set up really well. So as soon as you get into like, cambered T37s and stuff, like dumped, like this thing's gonna look pretty sick. And then we still do have triple exhaust out back, but the tips seem a little bit bigger than the Civics from what I recall, but they're fat on the outside and like chilled out on the inside, so they're kind of fake large.
I like the diffuser around them.
Yes, diffuser looks good.
And then it is a hatchback, but
liftback.
Liftback. Oh my God! Apparently, hatchback is different in the Civic Type R. I get all my facts absolutely wrong, but it's a pain that you have to lift the bag like so much higher over the lip into this compared to a Civic Type R. But that's like where the cool body and shape comes from.
Exactly. So it is a genuine, like, slight annoyance compared to a Civic Type R, but you still have a liftback, and it's better than having a sedan.
And then in the front, we have more cooling and all that stuff. We have a functional, like, hood vent kind of thing.
Yeah, just exactly like the Civic Type R.
And the grille is more spread out, so more air can flow through it.
Yeah, which makes sense. And then all the ducting and stuff goes to the brakes and everything like that. So we do have the large Brembo brakes, just like on the Civic. Everything looks and functions really well.
What color would you take?
I mean, this white is really nice, but I really do like the blue with the copper.
I think
kind of like an STI.
I think I'd have to go the Tiger Eye Pearl.
Just because it's
just like it's just like the Acura, like
the hero color.
It's their color, but when Phoenix Yellow comes out, I'm switching.
Yes. So whoever buys this, go to tsp.truecar.com for any Acura Integra or Honda Civic. You should definitely try and get it wrapped in Phoenix Yellow. Be the first person to do that.
Yeah, then you win the internet.
Yes. Oh, and then you'll have to change the headlights to the circle headlights, and then you'll really win the internet.
All right, am I photoshopping that right now?
Yeah, right now.
All right.
Pretty sick.
Is there LED lights and the chicken wire grill on it?
If you want there to be, Yuri.
Yeah, extra work. And now for a little handling, because we're in the canyons.
We're in the California canyons.
Which ones? I don't know which ones.
Yeah, I don't know, but we're near Ojai. But shout out these roads because they're incredible. And this car with this LSD is amazing. Like what you're doing right now is amazing.
There are a lot of other cars that I would have gotten in a lot of trouble here with.
Yeah, like these hairpins and stuff. Like this is amazing. This LSD just pulls you through. It's straight up cheater mode.
I really like this.
Are you upset that this isn't all-wheel drive? Because apparently the internet is for some reason.
No, I expect this just to be a rebadged Type R, and it like fully fulfills that. Like,
yeah.
I don't want like a full new, like I just want it to be the different version. You're allowed to have two versions.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Do you feel the 5 extra horsepower right now?
No, I do not.
I couldn't tell you. Maybe we'll have to drag race them one day.
Did they just get that from tuning, right?
Yes. So we've asked them if it was like from the resonators and exhaust. They're like, it's strictly from tuning. So yeah, you can tune up your Civic Type R with 5 extra horsepower apparently.
But yeah, like that handling through everything just feels like perfect, fully planted. Nothing has felt like squirrely at all.
Yeah, and we did also talk to the engineers, and they said that the traction control system has been kind of like played with and allows for kind of a little bit more slip than a Civic Type R because this is more of a street car, more fun, rather than track-focused like weapon.
Now, would you take this handling over a GR Corolla through here?
Ooh, I'm not actually sure. I don't know. This is really good. Like this is probably this. Like handling-wise, this is the best front-wheel drive car. This and the Civic Type R.
I feel like the GR Corolla is more zippy, but like slower.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That'd be a tough one too. But this is probably more comfortable because the comfort is like.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the suspension, Yuri.
How about now?
Launch. Oh yeah, I got these launches dialed now. This is a fun little ripper. And let's do some handling Jacob style, aka the same as Yuri style, but probably slightly faster because I'm a bit ridiculous with my driving. Okay, so I do like seeing these gauges. That's one thing I'm noticing right now in my peripheral. We do have yellow needles, which apparently is unique and from the DC2 Type R.
But we don't have that crazy mode that the Type R had in the gauge cluster.
Exactly. We don't have like the left to right, and we don't have shift lights, which is interesting. But back to the actual handling. The steering feel is great. Like this is just, it feels like a Civic that's just slightly better, slightly more comfortable. The suspension is really good. Basically what they told us is that Sport Plus in suspension is actually where Sport is on the Civic, and then Comfort is like another level in this car where the Civic doesn't have that.
Yeah, and that's like the best part of this.
And it is very noticeable. So like
compared to the Type R?
Yeah, so right now we're in Sport Plus, and like you can feel every little thing, which you would feel even more in the Civic Type R, and now Comfort, huge difference.
Yeah.
Like the car just settles right down.
Even on highways where it's like da-dunk, 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 we put that into the Comfort suspension in individual.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yes. this is it.
This is fantastic. So I'm actually mostly driving an individual, and you are too, because
Yeah, they just nailed it.
yeah. So individual, which we customized to basically having everything Sport Plus, but the suspension like dialed right back down. It's great.
And with traction off with the button.
Yes.
And it's been good. It hasn't like stopped us from anything in these roads.
Right, and it's it says like ESC reduced or whatever.
Traction reduced, yeah.
But it's not like a full off. You would have to potentially do the pedal dance thing to get that off.
Yes, we were asked not to.
Yes. But this transmission as well, this 6-speed, oh man, they just nailed it. Like, this is such a good transmission. This engine is amazing as well. I don't also feel that if I have extra horsepower, but it doesn't matter. It's such a good combo. Like, shifting this is so much fun.
Yeah, and we tried to bug the R&D and engineer guys to do a rear-wheel drive 9,000 RPM
Yes.
car, and I think they want to, but I don't think they're allowed to.
Yeah.
But they think about it a lot, and they smile a lot when you bring it up.
Yes, I also coined the name S9000, so
Yeah.
I've already copyrighted that, and I gave that to them, but I don't think we're gonna get that, unfortunately. It would be nice.
No.
If this was like NA high revving, that's it. This thing goes out on a bang, and like we're done.
So this shift knob, do you like it? It's got the leather wrap thing on it.
It's okay. I don't love the shape of it. I wish it was a little bit rounder because it's just a little bit annoying, but it's okay.
I'm happy with it, but you can also get a dealer titanium one.
Yep.
You can also get a dealer carbon fiber side mirrors and a Alcantara steering wheel.
Yes, but we're not sure if you can actually get that in Canada, because in Canada we get a heated steering wheel. In America you don't, and then the steering wheel is also different. It's perforated in the States, but in Canada it's not because it's heated.
And then in Canada, we don't get the white interior option, but we do get the option for the red and the black.
Yes.
And I would highly suggest get the red unless they don't let you go with the red, which they probably wouldn't if you got the red paint.
Yes.
Which we also don't get the red paint in Canada, apparently.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah, but there are some benefits to buying one in Canada, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah, we will, because spoiler alert, it's the price. Okay, comparing this also to a Civic Type R, we do not have red carpets in here.
No, but like these are cool. They say Type S, but you know it'd be a lot cooler if it said
TuxMat. Go to TuxMat.com/TheStraightPipes to see what they have for your car.
So now some interior, infotainment, climate, charging, gauge cluster, steering wheel buttons, all the same as the Type R. And we got lane centering and adaptive cruise.
Just like Honda Sensing on the Civic Type R.
Yeah, solid mix and a head-up display, so we don't need to dig into that. I want to talk about these seats.
Yeah, the seats are very good. They're not as bolstered as the Civic Type R. However, they are heated and they're electronically adjustable on the driver's side, and we have a lumbar.
Up, down, forward, and back, not just forward and back.
But you don't have anything on that side and is manually adjustable.
Yeah, and there are no seat presets. I think chip shortage issues, maybe.
Maybe.
But that's the only thing that sucks is there's no seat preset button. But like having that adjustment, having the better seat and more comfortable like damping and suspension is really good.
Yes, this is definitely like by far a more comfortable, better daily.
Does Jacob fit behind himself?
Yes and no. My head does kind of touch the roof if I lean my head back a little bit.
You have more room in the Type R behind yourself.
I do. And we also have more trunk space in the Type R overall.
Yeah, but still a good amount of like trunk space back here. And this is
Yes.
a 4-seater only.
Yeah, which is also curious. It's like, could have made it a 5-seater, made it a little bit more different than the Civic Type R as well, because it's like, it's just cup holders in the middle there.
I ain't mad. Okay, we got the ELS Studio 3D sound system, pretty decent.
Pretty decent, not as good as I think other Acura products that we've tested, but it's pretty good.
Okay, cup holders.
Cup holders,
They're fine.
Totally fine. The only thing that sucks is that we have all this gloss black around here, and this car's got like basically 0 miles on it. It's already a little bit scuffed.
Yeah, I get the gloss black thing. And then for the visor test, I think we're going to send it off to John Cena, since he's the spokesperson for Honda now and drives
Civic
a Type
Type
R,
R.
and he's probably going to get a Type S. So
Hey, John Cena, hit me with a visor test.
3 and 2, 1 pass.
Oh, nice, it passes. And another cool thing that we have that the Civic Type R does not have is a head-up display. And it's not intrusive or anything like that. The size is pretty small, so I like it.
it's good for brake warnings when you're riding up on people.
It does a lot of that if you're driving like we are.
And no sunroof.
Yes, which is also interesting, but also totally fine for
And
me.
it looks like we do have ambient lighting, but I haven't driven this at nighttime, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Do you like the leather, like the red leather on the doors?
I do, yeah, it's very comfortable, like elbows and stuff, everything's good. And this, compared to a regular Integra, gets like the red into the dash as well, which is cool. And even though this transmission is really good, what's still really annoying, which is on the Civic Type R and the Integra, is that turning off automatic rev matching is still done through the vehicle settings, which can't be accessed while you're driving.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's really good. And the heel toe is also very good. Like the position placement is totally fine.
By the way, we saw a regular Integra at the launch today. Let's just say I'm very, very stoked on the Type S over the regular Integra.
So basically what happens, like when you see a Z06 and then you see the base again, you're like, oh man, like everything needs to be wide-bodied, and then that should just be the default.
So before we get to the price, overall looks-wise, do you like this more than the looks of a Civic Type R?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think I agree. And if you put a wing on here, it would be absolutely perfect.
And I already really like the Civic Type R. This is just that much better.
Okay, let's get to the price.
Okay, since we're in America, let's start with American. This one is $50,800.
American.
Which is about $7,000 more than the Civic Type R.
And Canadian.
This one is $55,600.
Canadian.
Which is only about $5,000 more than a Civic Type R in Canada.
Oh, so in Canada, it's almost a no-brainer to get this.
Honestly, I think so.
And in the States, use tsb.truecar.com to see if the markups for a Civic Type R are so much more that it evens out to the markups of a Integra Type S.
Exactly. And I did ask Acura if this is going to be like limited production. It's not numbered like a Civic Type R is. They said it's not limited, but it's going to be numbers similar to a Civic Type R. However, globally, because the car is only sold in North America, it's going to be much less. So this will be the rarer, more future desirable potentially one.
Do you think this is going to be more rare and like desirable than a GR Corolla?
I don't think so.
Do you like the looks of this more than a GR Corolla? Would you take
this? This is a cleaner look for sure.
Would you take this over a GR Corolla?
Ooh, I don't know. I really like the GR Corolla a lot. But like this is just more sophisticated adult like this is the better daily because it's the suspension's more comfortable. The adjustability from comfort to Sport Plus is that much better because the Corolla was like definitely pretty stiff.
I think I would take this and make it look as tuner as possible.
Okay.
Then I would go GR Corolla, then Civic Type R.
Yeah.
But maybe FK8 Civic above current Civic Type R.
Okay. And then what about like luxury competition? Because this is the only manual you can get.
Yeah, I guess
like a CLA 35.
M235i.
Yeah. The S3. Those are all great cars.
Yeah.
Except the M235 I didn't like.
S3 didn't do anything for me. M235i was like, all right. But the CLA 35 I really like. So if I needed automatic, I'd be very happy with the CLA 35.
I think if I needed automatic, I would go CLA 35 out of all those. And if I didn't, this is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Because you can actually get a manual. And everyone that's complaining that there's no automatic, be grateful that there is a manual and it's a manual only. Like Honda/Acura, the balls on them to do that at this time is amazing. So good job.
Yeah, good job everyone at Acura. I don't really have
knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
like we love the Civic and we love this thing. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.